Welcome everyone to Scholar Dollars. I'm Professor Miles. I'm going to be your host today, right here on the blue couch. You know me, the UCLA grad, got my master's from UPenn, but I'm here to help you understand how you can position yourself best to earn scholarships and then also maximize your college experience. I'm here today with Glenn. Glenn, you want to introduce yourself?
How you guys doing? My name is Glenn Wyndham. I am a licensed financial professional, and now I'm here to talk to you guys more about money, finances, and how to empower yourselves going forward in your college endeavors. Right?
Yes, yes. So, it's all about making sure we're putting dollars in your hands, empowering you with the knowledge to take full advantage of your money. I want you to have financial abundance going into college, which is why I'm always talking to you about applying for scholarships. Once again, quick tips: you should be applying for a scholarship once a week, 52 scholarships in the year. You can easily go to my website, professormiles.gumroad.com, and download over 140 scholarships so you have more than enough to apply for. The scholarship of the day for today is going to be the Alpha Kappa Alpha Educational Advancement Fund. .org. You just go to akaeaf.org. They have a merit-based scholarship for grad students and for undergrad students. If you're at least a sophomore by the time that you receive the scholarship, it's merit-based, so you need a 3.0. You have to have some community service involvement that can be on campus and off campus for everyone who's going to apply. Don't be shy, apply. All right, now to Glenn. Glenn, where are you from, man? What's your home city?
Man, I'm from the inner city, Los Angeles, the
Woo-hoo,
Crenshaw
LA.
district area, sir. Absolutely.
You see Nip?
Yep. Mr. Nip here. Definitely was around in the area for sure.
Okay,
Yeah, grew up.
yeah, 100%. How was that growing up in LA?
Oh man, honestly, I feel like it shaped who I am today in many ways. Obviously, everyone says the way you grow up or how you grew up shapes who you are. But for me, it gave me an opportunity to learn and be more aware of my surroundings and learn what to do and what not to do in certain situations. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
And so
yeah,
survival instincts, and as people will call street smarts. You get the
yeah.
street smarts, and then uh, coupled with the high school, they actually prepared us very well. We have really good teachers there
Okay,
at my
what
high
high
school.
school?
I went to Crenshaw High School.
All right, see
Um,
House,
so
Crenshaw.
contrary to many people's belief at the time, we had great teachers there that actually prepared us
Right.
to get us educationally and book smart as well. And so that was really great. And since Miles, I heard him mention he went to UCLA and graduated. I went to UC Santa Barbara and graduated as well. So um, the inner city is producing great individuals, as you can see.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. And breaking down the school systems in California, you have your community college and trade schools. They stack the Cal States right above them, with the Cal States being focused on creating professionals. And then you have the UCs, which are research institutions. They're premier institutions. They're the ones that get the most funding. So UC Santa Barbara, UCLA, these schools are designed for the brightest minds. Simple as that. So
I like
we're
that.
lucky to have Crenshaw grad, a UCSB Santa Barbara grad right here with us today. This is awesome. So, what was your major at UC Santa Barbara?
That is actually a cool story that I'm going to briefly discuss on. I actually went to college undecided, undeclared, had no idea, right? And
So you
it,
can go to college undeclared.
and I just wanted to let you. This is exactly the message that I wanted to send here. Like, you don't have to be certain on what you want to do right away when you go to college. There's always the prerequisites that you're gonna have to fill out and filter out and understand things immediately anyway. But I started off with my hand in comm, right? Communications. I thought I might want to have been like a sports broadcaster or sports. I love sports and something in the communications realm. And then I found out that the type of communications that I wanted was not actually offered at UC Santa Barbara in that realm,
Mm,
right?
okay.
So then
So how did you stay involved with? Did you stay involved with sports? Did you at that point have to make a pivot out of com since they didn't have it?
it was a little bit of both, right? Because like I said, I didn't know what I wanted, but then I just kind of thought that's something I would want to do,
Okay.
right?
Could you
So
make your own major?
I actually never researched to see if I could do that.
Okay.
That's
I know some schools do that. Like Brown University is big on creating your own majors. That's like the only university I know that like
I was like,
pushes
I've never
that.
heard of that before, but that's actually pretty dope.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
dope.
they're like make it up.
Yeah, that's dope. No, but for me, no, I did end up doing some sports broadcasting. I'll call some of the games just because there were programs or
So
that could
we're
do
talking
that.
football, soccer, lacrosse.
Unfortunately, UC Santa Barbara did not have a football team. But when I was done playing, I would call some basketball games.
Okay.
Some basketball games, and then
And then y'all had like a pro or two.
oh yeah, we had a couple pros. Shout out to James Nelly, shout out to Orlando Johnson, shout out to my boy Alan Williams. You guys,
Okay.
just name a few that went to the league. We currently have Gabe Vincent in the league now with the Lakers.
Hey, let's go Lakers.
You know what I mean? So shout out
We
to
need you,
UC
Gabe.
Santa Barbara. Yeah, and there's a couple more that just got drafted too, but I don't know them that
Okay.
well. But they're there.
Oh yeah, when did you graduate?
Graduated from UC Santa Barbara in 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you UC Santa Barbara, 2012.
Yeah.
Got there undecided. Knew you loved sports. Knew you wanted to do some comms. Did call some sports. Called some basketball games, which is
Yeah.
huge
Yeah,
because
big
you
time.
got pros coming out of UC Santa Barbara.
That's true.
So that's significant. Not everybody can say that. Not every school can say that. Not every person can say that.
True.
So I guess let's say you're a sophomore now with all this great stuff happening. When did you pick a major?
Actually, in my sophomore year, I picked a major.
Okay.
And it had nothing to do with college. The major. So I ended up getting my degree in sociology with a minor in education
Hey,
with applied psychology.
let's go education.
Right.
Oh,
And,
applied psychology. Okay,
yeah.
master of minds.
bro, I like to understand how people think, and then
Yeah.
and then obviously in sociology, I like to understand what people do and why they do it. Right?
Okay.
And so
Right.
literally, I've always been a numbers
Understanding
guy.
society.
Exactly. I like to understand because I've always been a people person.
Yeah.
But I've always understood that I've always
Really?
wanted to
can't
understand.
say.
Right, hey.
This man need a note for that.
We're here, right? We're here. We're making things happen.
Yeah.
But I also know that I love numbers, right? And so I realized that sociology is more of a essay based, not really a quantitative based type of, I would say profession, but major. So then it just kind of helped me get better at both,
Okay.
understanding people. And then I hated writing, but I had to get good at it to pass it. So it just kind of helped mold me into a better person. So that's what I ended up sticking with and graduating with from UC Santa Barbara.
Okay. So, did you get any financial aid or need to help you with your entire college experience? Because college wasn't cheap in 2012.
It's not cheap now.
It got more expensive by 2024, 25.
Yeah.
So, any financial aid?
Yeah. Actually, I got a few scholarships.
Do you remember any of them?
I remember Angel City Links Achievers.
Okay.
That's the one that just comes to my mind.
Yeah.
And
I was in Angel City Links Achievers too. Yeah.
Okay. I
think I got like
seen the
Yeah.
book and your name in there because I believe you're a year or two ahead of me, right? So I remember looking in the
this
book.
one.
Yeah.
So- I'll take my 365. You ain't gotta double it.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, that's true. So Angel City League Achievers.
Yeah.
And I have to say this, believe it or not, I actually got a scholarship through Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
Oh,
And
I did too.
that's that's key for us to say because I'm currently an alpha.
I'm currently a noob.
Right. So shout out to the Qs.
Hey, shout out to the
for
Qs.
helping us get to college.
For funding different fraternities.
That's all love there, right? So so those are two that I can remember offhand. And then obviously got some grants and then obviously financial aid and loans that ultimately you have to pay back over time. So that's how my college got funded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And so you got college funded, you were able to get some scholarships, you went through comms, eventually found sociology, and was able to do education with an applied psychology focus within that. And here you are 12, 13 years later after college. Did you use any of it? Was it worth it?
Woo! The fact you said 12, 13 years later and it doesn't feel like
my bad. It goes by fast,
it does.
right?
Blink of an eye.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
my.
But you're a grown man now. You're a financial professional. Like,
Yeah.
Are you using applied psychology when talking to people? Does knowing society have any benefit? And think specifically, like, I guess to the classes that you took.
Yeah.
You know, over a decade later, was it worth it?
I will say this.
What did you get from college?
Being a people person is great because naturally studying people and how they work, how they operate, how their mind works. Ultimately, in any business, that you're going to want to understand how people move, how they think, how they work, how they operate. And so since I have my own business in finance and I'm dealing with people, in any business, people are going to be what's going to help you be successful, right? So because I have an advantage of understanding how people work, how they think, it does ultimately help in business. Now, to your question specifically, I cannot say that I recall a class that I vividly remember attributing to anything that is regard. I do remember one assignment where we had to like do elevator experiments and seeing how people react if everyone got on the elevator and looked towards the back of the elevator, how the next person would get on. Will they assimilate and turn and face the back, or will they look forward, being the odd person out? I do remember those kind of experiences and experiments within my sociology program, but no, outside of that, honestly, I can't say that I remember a lot via the class in regards to what I do now.
So, what for you? What was the best benefit of college?
Oh, absolutely, networking.
Networking.
I've always been big on networking, and you're gonna hear people say your network is your net worth, and that couldn't be more true for me.
So for people who are in college, what does networking in college look like? Because I think we hear the term all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
But how do you build a network at 20 years old in college?
Well, honestly, for me, I talk to everybody. Being a people person, not being afraid to go out there and doing things that you're not used to, doing things you're not common. Like
what?
For us, coming from inner city LA and being in an area that's predominantly white, predominantly Asian, and going outside of your comfort zone, which I don't really have
so
a
not
comfort zone.
South LA being predominantly white and Asian.
No, yeah, but you see Santa
Barbara.
Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
Yes.
Predominantly. Okay.
And then we have our small percentage of black people, but instead of just sticking to that, putting myself out there and integrating myself with other ethnicities, other cultures, having great friends.
What's an action item? Right? So like I'm a black person at a predominantly white or predominantly Asian institution, especially if you're going to one of the UCs, right? That's definitely your truth. What did you do? Like, is it going to a party? Is it joining a club that's not black? Is it literally just talking? Well, you're such a people person, right? You majored in people,
yeah.
right?
It's easier for me in that regard.
And then you're calling games. So at this point, you're clearly a cool guy on campus to be doing that, right? Like you have an air about you. You got a vibe and a swag, right? You know what I'm saying? You're a frat boy, so you're already before Greek life,
yeah,
right? Like this is before Greek life,
yeah.
Right? You crossed like senior year,
yeah,
right? So you was already established. You're doing all this, so this is great, especially because most people don't join a fraternity,
yeah,
right?
And so you don't need to establish your own presence, right?
Right. So how are you building a network pre-frat?
Yeah, that's honestly, man, and I love saying honestly because it's all the truth. I know I've said that a few times, but honestly,
Keyword.
Being yourself, but stepping outside of your comfort zones. Like for me, I would just go to people. Okay, let's put it this way. If I'm in class, sometimes we have group projects.
Okay,
that's one way. You meeting people because you got to work with them. If there's someone that you're like, oh, you're actually really cool, you guys become friends. Simple as that. Hang out with them, see what their life is like. Go to different of their type of parties. Go to parties with their friends. Like, if you like your own type of party, we'll see what they're like, because they're only going to introduce you to more people that they vibe with, right? So that's one way. Now I got another network of people here that I can rock with that are completely different than the people that I usually hang out with. So now that's one way, right? So parties, school assignments, randomly walking to people on the street. For those who didn't know, UC Santa Barbara back then, because I don't know what it's like now as a college student, but you can walk around to any of the frat houses or any of the parties, and they'll just say, come on in, have a beer, have a whatever, right? So that was the vibe of our campus. You can be shy or not. It's very welcoming. And so that was a little easier as well in that regard. But but like to your point, there are different jobs that I held on campus as well outside of that, right? I worked at the USEN in the kitchen. We used to call it the dungeon. Okay. I used to do deliveries at 5 a.m. with the truck. So my coworkers there. And so just having different avenues to connect with different types of people. And then, if they're all cool, and I was the event staff supervisor for when it wasn't basketball season. So I work all the softball games, the soccer games. I was in charge of a whole lot of people from different realms. So
really involved in so many different aspects of college that you're meeting different people, and then you're able to also have your school projects on top of that, and then you're willing to go above and beyond by saying, okay, great to meet you, Amy. Well, I will go to your party or your random event for your clubs and organizations that you're inviting me to. Why don't you come out to the softball game or come meet some of my friends over here? You need some food. You also had to plug on the food,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. Networking.
Everybody's hungry in college.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, at all times.
And so, I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think all that's important about how you were able to really extend that extra arm, being a people person and being willing to have that becomes an additional aspect that you were able to add to your college experience. Therefore, expanding your network beyond just Black people, being able to have a network that was able to expand and reflect the campus, and that puts you in a great position.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. So this is a yes or no question for you right here. Was college worth it?
Yes.
Boom.
Absolutely.
All right, great. And then let's wrap it up with telling the people what you do today.
Okay.
Now we got your background.
Yeah.
Right. What you do today and how can they keep in contact with you?
Cool. I'm going to keep it short, simple, and sweet. I'm a licensed financial professional. I help teach people how money works. Right. Think about where you grew up. Think about if you had a financial literacy course at all in any of your high school, because only 25 of the 50 states do.
No.
So there's a strong chance that yours might not have had it, right?
California doesn't.
California does not.
Sorry,
right?
I'm just salty.
He's understanding, right? we both grew up in California, so we understand. And there's so many other numbers and facts that back that up, which is why what I do is important. I literally help educate people how money works, best places for them to put their money, how it can be advantageous for your growth, your wealth, and for your future generations, as well as getting you properly protected in many assets with your finances and or yourself as well.
Now that's some scholar dollars.
Yeah. That part.
So how can they get in contact with you? They want to know more about financial literacy, planning, and understanding. I'm all about the bag, y'all. Get the bag, understand what you're doing with it. I promote scholarships. That's one of 1,000 pieces of information around financial literacy. Where can they reach you?
Absolutely. You can reach me on Instagram at I'm Glenn Win. It is IMGLENNWIN. And from there, shoot me a DM. We can talk, and then we can get you on the calendar and set up a meeting so I can further educate you.
Boom. DM Glenn today and put scholar dollar. Simple as that. So he knows where you came from. All right. He'll know that I sent you. All right. Peace, love, and happiness. Don't be shy. Just apply.